so long I've obeyed that feminine decree. I've always contained your desire to hurt me, but when will I turn and cut the world? When will I turn and cut the world? My eyes are closed, absorbing your dreams. My skin is a surface to push your extremes. My heart is a record of dangerous scenes, but when will I turn and cut the world? 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 When will I turn and cut the world?
So I hope you all liked my rendition of that song. If you liked it, I really suggest going to check out more works by the artist Anohni because she's really amazing. And as you all know, I'm a musician, but I don't consider myself a trained singer by any means. I was not trained in vocals really, aside from just like having to sing a bunch like with my music degree like during my undergrad career. um, I'm a lot more trained on saxophone than I am on vocals, so I consider myself more of a saxophonist, but I definitely love playing guitar and doing some singing on the side. And guitar I've had a little bit more training in. I had a little bit of training in guitar in like elementary school to high school. My lessons were kind of on and off with guitar. I bounced around between like 2 to 3 different teachers. So yeah, check out Anohni if you really like that song. And some of my other singer-songwriter and singing influences, just to name drop a few. I'm a really big fan of Bjork. I really like Kate Bush, classic Kate Bush, definitely. I'm a big fan of Fiona Apple, FKA Twigs. I really like the singer Colella. And I'm also fond of the Irish electropop singer Roisin Murphy, if you want to go check out any of those names. So Anohni, she is probably one of my favorite singer-songwriters of all time. She has had a huge influence in my life. And the first time I was introduced to Anohni, it was off her album I Am a Bird Now with the group Anthony and the Johnsons. And I remember first listening to that album, it was like my sophomore year of college, like beginning. And I wasn't out as anything. I wasn't out as a gay man or trans, but I remember putting on that first song from the track Hope There's Someone and like almost crying. And I was just like so stunned and mesmerized by her voice, but I ended up like not crying. But I was just holding back tears because I felt pretty repressed, like still under the guise of like a straight cisgender male. But I just remember like being so awed and drawn into like that first album of hers and just like listening to the entirety of that album through that sitting. And then, yeah, and then I came across her orchestral album Cut the World and I was blown away by the title track for that. And within recent years, she's become a solo artist and she's like taken like really a turn from like the folk qualities of her older groups, and now she's been doing a lot of protest music, like this electronic dance protest music. In 2016 she did an album called Hopelessness, and there was an EP to follow that up as well called Paradise, which is like very intense and avant-garde electronic music. But I just remember being like so stunned by just like all these works that she did. But then I remember like coming out as trans, and then like I was having, it's like my emotional responses to like first being exposed to her music was like finally coming full circle. And so when I put on the album I Am a Burn Now, I was finally able to just cry to it because I'm like, oh my god, this is like putting to voice like all my feelings as a trans person, like my hopes, dreams, fears, and aspirations. It's like perfectly articulating it to a T. And then I realized, oh, I relate to the song Cut the World so much because it's very good with voicing like how intense gender dysphoria can get, you know. She's been just like a savior. Her voice has been just like a saving force for so many people, and myself included, just like as a trans and non-binary person. And yeah, her work is just like so deep and amazing to me. And I even remember like I was a songwriter. I first started like instrumental composing when I was like 11 or 12, but I became more of a songwriter when I was like 15 or 16. And what was just like so wacky for me coming across Anohni was like, well, you're so drawn to her because she was singing songs about gender dysphoria and you were writing songs about gender dysphoria, but the thing is you didn't realize it at the time. Like it was you like coming into realizations with like both her works and your past works. And then I don't know, I even wrote a song about neurodivergence and like trying to explore my own potential neurodivergence. And then I was like, oh, well, she's written a song about neurodivergence too. She wrote a song specifically about epilepsy. So yeah, her work is incredible. I would go check her out. And yep, that's all I gotta say about that. So I hope wherever you are having a lovely holiday. And this is Timmy for OutOfThisBinary. Bye.